around the business. I loved it. At that time, I was doing those dance shows. I was doing my own shows. I was more on the entertainment side. I was that guy working with the local clubs and handling the VIPs that they book as the hospitality liaison, or VIP host as they call it today. That's how I started in all this. So my path was different, although my dad was my best friend, miss him and love him dearly, and I'm sure he's watching over to keep, at least I'm keeping the Esterman name as a whole alive.
Without a doubt. I need to add this in there. You speak about your father, you speak about him, you hold him in the highest regards. And I think that you run your business now based on how your father ran his business, which is honesty.
Well, honesty, integrity, right. Being real, down to earth, accessible, all these things are somewhat, of course, you instill when you're a kid, and my father was always known to, to give the shirt off his back. I'm one of those same kind of breeds where I'm always looking out for others before I put myself first. So, I'm not driven by money. I'm more driven by loyalty and team membership. I'm that kind of a person. That's what my mindset is on. And based on those, I'm a rare breed. I'm a different person than what they call your typical agent mental, or whatever they want to say. I don't want to say there's anything wrong with a lot of the agents out there, because there are some great ones out there. But, the typical mold, as you would say, I am, you can tell, far different. I'm an East Coast guy, tell you straight as it is. I'm the straight shooter, the straight talker, the no BS guy, and most people appreciate that. Well, some people can't stomach it. They don't want to hear the truth. They'd rather be, hand-holding and kind of tweak a little bit to make you feel good and warm and fuzzy inside. I'm not that guy. I'm the Simon Cowell of the business. I tell you straight. Hopefully you respect it, and you'll thank me later that I saved you a lot of BS along the way,
Well, you know what? That's the way it is, because I think more so, you're doing what you do. You're being straight up across the board, but you're also into relationship building, and that's important. You're building these strong bonds with your clients, but also with the venues and all the other organizations you deal with, even with your middle agents, and you're building those strong bonds, because that's the only thing that's going to actually help your clients to continue to grow and continue to have these appearances.
My thing that gets in the way of the business side of it is everybody, it seems, that deals with this, wannabe celebrity agent, arcade as it is. I think what it does is too many people are more involved with the egos. They're too involved with the power position, the statement of saying that you are the man. It's like it's all an ego thing in a way. Mm-hmm. To me, it's like, ego aside, we're here to do business. You know what I mean? We can do business with everybody as long as you're real, legit, upfront, and follow A, B, C, and D. But most people like to do A, E, and back to B, then to D, and then to C. It's like they're all over the place. So I'm an organized, straightforward, easiest to work with. I built the website, Esterman.com, to make it so user-friendly where you don't even have to talk to me. You can just click, submit, it's approved, go to contract. 1, 2, 3.
End of story. There's no dancing around. Everything's clear and everything, clear and concise. And I think our listeners that are out there, that may be celebrities that are hearing this, and they're looking for a true, honest booking agent that does the right thing, Mike Esterman is the guy. He's on
and the
top
great
of that
thing
list.
about that, if they are listening, is the fact that that's non-exclusive. You don't give up your life and your other team players that you're dealing with. It's all part of a team. Like, you don't need to have 5 of the same type of celebrity agents, however, because then you're all competing against the same buyer.
Right.
Because 99% of the people that they might say, oh, I can get you this club and so-and-so, I've already dealt with. I've talked to them. They're on file. They're getting my newsletters. Over 10 years in business, I'm sure I have the contact. And if I don't, their friends will tell them about it.
Right. And look, you basically, in a nutshell, explained who you are, what you do, and again, any celebrities, even sports stars, comedians, actors, whatever you are out there, and you're listening to this, now you know how Mike works, and if you understand how he works, then he's a guy you want to work with, because I know you have agents out there that aren't easy to work with. They don't make it easy for you. They're not doing you justice, and in my opinion, Mike Esterman is the guy that is probably the one that you need to work with. And again, I wasn't paid to say that, guys. But that's my honest opinion.
I appreciate that. And it's very nice of you to say. I'm glad you've taken notice from afar there, and it's the first time we got to, I guess, meet and talk. But another area like the sports you mentioned, that's one area I've never gotten into. I do not do anything with sports figures. Why? Well, it's a whole other beast. First of all. Right. I do have very few that are on the roster. Maybe a Jose Canseco, but he's more of, everybody knows him, the bad boy of baseball. Sure, he does a lot of other things, from boxing, celebrity boxing stuff, to even some appearances. Or you've got Tito Ortiz or Chuck Liddell and those great fighters that are in the UFC side. And, they do the appearances because of who they are again. But for a whole, I stay away from the sports area. It is a whole other beast. People know they're not going to call Esterman to get a sports figure. It's just an area that I've got enough on my plate with TV, music, celebrities, reality. I don't need to add a whole other bit of roster, because the talent buyers is what we're really out looking for. The people that need to book these are where our search is. We already have over 250 clients. I don't need more clients. We don't need more talent. I would say we need more people now to book the talent.
Yeah, well, you're what you're doing right now. You have so much there, and it's amazing how you have control of everything.
I'm that guy that never sleeps.
Yeah, you're uncluttered. I see that. You're uncluttered. You're keeping everything organized, and just by going to your website, you could see how things operate, and I think that's fantastic. And I personally think that the sky's the limit for you. Your future is just going to get brighter and brighter, and that's the way I feel. And
it's funny that I get the comments. I get comments from different parts of the world. Like I have Bam Margera over in Finland coming up in a few weeks, doing an expo signing. And it's funny that the guys over there say, Mike, I know our time zones are totally on the opposite side, but I can email you knowing it's in the middle of the night, and I get an email back within 10 minutes. He says, it's amazing. I don't know anybody who responds to emails as fast as Esterman. Yeah. And I guess that's and I don't do that for that purpose to get the, accolades, but it's just funny because that's just part of my being. I'm up, I'm late, I get a couple hours, I'm working. It's like a non-stop grind. But I guess I enjoy it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it, right?
That's true, and I can attest to those fast emails, because sometimes I email you, and before I get up out of the chair, I have an email back, so yeah. So you're good with that. You keep on top of that, Mike. I know you have a busy day. You have the weekend coming up. I know you have a lot of events planned over the weekend. Don't know if you want to talk about any of that. You want to make mention of any?
Yeah, tonight. Tonight in the Washington D.C. area, we've got two playmates, Shannon James and of course Stephanie Larimore, two playmates in Washington D.C. at Shadow Room. Shadow Room we just already had last week. I had Johanna from MTV's Real World Austin. And she's doing a lot of appearances. I got her in Nashville. We got Daisy coming to Nashville. At McFadden's, we just booked her there for Halloween. Huge Halloween with Daisy down there. You've got, tonight, like I said, 12-pack from I Love Money and also Daisy of Love. He and Ashley from Charm School and Rock and Love are tonight at Level in Fort Myers, Florida. Tomorrow they're at Sawgrass Mills Mall doing a signing at 3 to 6. That's just what I can think of on the top of my head. There's so many more. Who else am I missing? Bam Margera tonight he's in Rhode Island at Pearl. Love those guys. There's all kinds of people. Every day there's somebody booked somewhere.
Well, you're on Facebook too, right, Mike?
Facebook under Mike Esterman. Of course now the Facebook, I have to say, I'm a little self-reserved on that. It's not really where I conduct business. I usually actually just handle my personal dating, personal friends. I have to say, it's really where I do get to be my personal side and, hey, try to meet up with people. There's what's going on. Here's some events. I kind of keep that on the light and hearty personal side. So I don't just add everybody there. But MySpace, Mike Esterman is everybody. Esterman.com, of course, the world. I'm accessible everywhere.
All right, cool. All right, Mike, listen, I know you have a lot of things to do, so I don't want to keep you any longer than I have. I want to thank you for etching out some of your time today. I know it was kind of rough, and we had a tug of war for a few days, but we finally got it done. Look, you are the best in what you do, and as I said,